heavy lies the crown.
Welcome back to the I Am Heavy Cash podcast. You already know you're checking in with your boy Don Heavy, representing for the NY and the Shy. I'm going to jump right into it like I like to do. You already know, guys. We like to get right into it. Let's check it out. This 401k thing. Now, Don Heavy's 26. I've had jobs before. I had a career before I was doing this. And the 401k thing, I've never got down with. Now, I understand 401ks are retirement plans that some companies will match. And taxes aren't taking out your 401k until you reach the retirement age or you go to take out money. But I have a few problems with the 401k. First of all, the 401k thing, there's other things that you can do with 401ks. And the only problem I really have with 401ks is that everybody is so thirsty for 401ks. It's like they don't even know anything else exists besides 401ks. Let's talk about the 401k. There's a cap to the amount of money you can put into your 401k. I think it's a percentage of every check that you get you can put into your 401k. Where stocks, I can cash my whole check and buy a security or buy a couple securities if I want to. I can throw it in my Charles Schwab account or my independent brokerage account. I could put my money in there and buy a security or holler at my broker and get some securities like that, invest in some, whether individual securities or mutual funds, whatever the case may be. But 401k, a lot of people like it because you can put this money away, but you can borrow it. You can borrow against your 401k. Now, a lot of people say, well, you're borrowing from yourself and paying yourself back. I say, if that was the case, all your bills would be paid on time. If that was the case, you would never really want any money because all you're doing is borrowing from yourself and paying yourself back, right? I mean, that's what work is. Somebody else borrows your time and they pay you for your time. So you let someone else borrow your time and then you get paid for what they took from you, but it doesn't really work like that. So I don't know why everybody would think that 401ks would just work that smoothly. Secondly, and what I mean smoothly is, I'm going to borrow my money back. I'm going to borrow against my 401k and pay it back. I think that's what happened in the housing bubble crisis too. People were borrowing against their houses and never got the chance to pay them back. I mean, some other stuff happened there, the market crash and everything like that. So the equity, the loan that they had to pay back on their house was outstanding. But the characteristics and the elements of that bad behavior exist in both worlds. Now, another thing with 401ks is there's a lot of hidden fees. And you got to do too much. See, it's supposed to be so easy. You got to do too much. And then on top of that, a lot of companies offer 401ks and they're not notable 401ks. Like the only one I really know of, I think, is Vanguard. I think if it's Vanguard, it's good. I know Vanguard is a reputable company. But besides that, I'm not really messing with the 401k. I mean, Don Heavy personally doesn't mess with 401ks, period, if you really want to know my BI, my business. But a 401k, I mean, I do believe that there are advantages to a 401k to the person that's not really familiar with investing. I do believe that there are some advantages, but I do believe that those disadvantages are just as great because it appears to be so simple, but really it is not that simple. And if it appears to be that simple, you should just go the extra mile, do some research, get some individual securities or some mutual funds. I'll even stoop down and say bonds. Now, I don't mean to say stoop down and say bonds like bonds are a bad thing. No, it's just Don Heavy really doesn't do the bond thing because there's cap potential in bonds and there's always, some flaky stuff going on. But there's flaky stuff going on in all business. But the bond thing is just really like, but I digress because this is not about bonds. This is about heavy cash. We're talking about 401ks today, which don't really produce heavy cash. I've never known for someone to get rich off a 401k. I only know someone to have some type of stability that most people that I know have 401ks. They had stability for a few years before there was no money left in that 401k or before they really had to stop withdrawing from the 401k before they had no more money to withdraw after the age of 59 and a half or something like that. So with stocks, you can keep those in there till you're 109 and a half and transfer that wealth to family members, to friends. You can do a lot of stuff with stocks, with equities, with liquid assets. With 401k, you cannot do that. That is yours. And that is yours unless you unless you straight, boom, kick the bucket before 59 and a half. That 401k, I don't know. It's kind of sketchy. That's what I don't agree with. And I hear a lot of people, they prefer 401ks over stocks. And I look at them and I'm like, you're crazy. Don Heavy thinks you're crazy because you don't know of the world that you're missing out on. That's like, yeah, I only like to ride bikes. Like, You never seen a car? Like, no, I see them, but I don't like cars. I just like bikes. Like, what sense does that make? How does that sound? Or someone that doesn't like wearing shoes. I can understand if you tried it before and you didn't like it after that, but you just see other people walking with shoes and you just never gonna put some shoes on? Like, don't you care about your feet? With the 401k, don't you care about your money? I understand your company might match you, but I don't know why you would depend on your company to match you. Half the people working for these companies don't even like these companies. Why would you depend on your company to match you with money? They don't even like paying you enough. They're going to match you for the money you trying to save? Really? I mean, it happens. Yes, reputable companies do things like that. Yes, but most of these companies, and a lot of you people looking for these 401ks, no. You got it all wrong. I think you should do your research, do your due diligence, and look for proper investments. Look at some securities. You will fare a lot better than putting your money in a 401k, because that percentage of your money that you put in a 401k, some of y'all are getting paid enough that 3 checks, 4 checks, that's that percentage right there. You can start collecting dividends on that, baby. Don't make excuses, just make money. That's what we doing here. This is I Am Heavy Cash. You talking to Don Heavy. You just checked in, sit your ass down, pay attention, take some notes. Get some dividends. Get some compound interest, not just regular interest, compound interest. Get some dividends every quarter, 4 times a year. Let's get that going. Let's get that popping. This is what we want. This is what the people need in order to build that wealth and sustain that wealth for whatever. For you want to bust a power move when you get older, you want to bust a power move when you mid-age, you want to bust a power move when you're young, or maybe even that. Maybe you don't even want to bust no power move. Maybe you just need the security for your family. Maybe you the first person that ever really made any financial sense in your whole life. And what I mean by financial sense, actually made money that's worth making. Maybe you the first person that did that. Maybe you want to start your kids and your grandkids or your niece. Maybe you don't have kids, and their niece and your nephew, you know, maybe your little sister, your little brother, maybe you want to start them off. Maybe even your girl, your guy, your husband, your wife. You want to start them off in a great financial position by having ownership of some shares of reputable companies that exist today that have tremendous earnings. Because that's what we're talking about. See, a lot of people don't understand. It's all about the earnings, guys. Earnings. If it's not earning anything, it's not really a good investment. Because what is it earning? Why would you invest in something that's not earning? You see, people skip that part. They say, oh, share price. Oh, dividends. Oh, low PE. Oh, wait, earnings? I mean, low PE and earnings, they kind of go the same, but you get what I'm saying. A lot of people overlook earnings, and then they're mad at the stock market and mad at Uncle Sam when they lost their money, because they should be mad at themselves because they're idiots. I don't mean to say idiots in a bad way. I just mean to say ignorant investors, which is not really an investor. It's just somebody that's just really excited about losing their money. That's what an ignorant investor is. It's someone that is extremely excited and completely elated to just lose all their money once they put it into something. Like, yes, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna lose all my money. Now, I'm not gonna say that because Don Heavy doesn't lose all his money. Don Heavy makes money because this is I Am Heavy Cash, and all Don Heavy makes is heavy cash. Get that straight, and I stand on that. But this is not for Don Heavy. This is not even for Bucci Bands, which I'm going to mention again. This is for you guys, the ignorant investor, the person that wants to blame your mishaps on everyone else instead of looking yourself in the mirror, looking deep within your heart, deep within your mind. Look inside, deep inside your pockets, if you haven't burnt all the cash that was in there, and make some proper investments. The 401k thing, you can do that, but that should not be the only thing that you are doing. That's my problem. A lot of people are just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell my soul to the 401k plan. Hoorah! Like, no, that is not the case. There's other investments out there. There's savings bonds, there's community bonds, and you know, of course we know there's equities and securities, but there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Annuities, municipal bonds, you know, it's a whole bunch of stuff out there that you could invest in that could give you a nice investment. I think it's savings bonds series E and H or F and H. Don't quote me too much on that, but savings bonds, I know series H doesn't even decrease in market value. That means at worst you can get your money back that you put in there. At worst. Wow. There's no promise. Interest rates can get you money, and if everything goes haywire, hey, you can get your money back that you put in because it never decreases past market value. Well, how about this? What about a municipal bond? You know, what about that? That's provided by municipalities and they're guaranteed by the U.S. government. Because they're funded. The payments are made by reputable companies. So because those companies are reputable and they have good track records, the U.S. government guarantees the bond. There's stuff going on like that. But see, when you're stuck in the bubble of the 401k and you can't see past that bubble, it's a thing here. Companies don't pay you to give you financial advice inside their walls. Companies pay you to do your job. If they offer you a 401k, it's because they're trying to, save face and trying to establish some type of trust, some type of loyalty with all the employees. But a 401k is not something like make your day on, make your life on. No, never. That is never the case. A 401k is just there. It's just another place for you to park your money. Yes, you can park some funds in there because, from what I hear, the quickest way to becoming a millionaire is to have different streams of revenue open. So different places where you can get money from. Now, 401k gains interest. Plus, your company may or may not, but if they do, match whatever you put in that 401k. So that is revenue, another revenue stream open for an individual. But that should not be the only revenue stream open besides you actually working for that same company that provides you with the 401k plan. No. It's wrong. Invest in some stocks, guys. Get some dividends. Cash out when you want. You don't got to cash out at 59.5, and you don't have to not cash out at 59.5. You can do whatever you want when you own securities because you are the owner. You are an owner. A lot of people don't even know what that feels like, being an owner. Own it. Pay yourself or owe yourself. That's what Drake said. Own it. Get the dividends. Get the compound interest. Invest in some securities. You don't got to invest in growth stocks. You can invest in blue chip companies. Get something that's reputable. Get something that has consecutive earnings, that has some positive earnings, that just simply has earnings. Get something like that. There's a lot of ways to go here, people, but you got to open your eyes. You got to widen your horizon and get smarter. Work smarter, not harder. That's what we're doing here. You checked in with Don Heavy. This is what I'm here for, and I hope you're listening to get what you need for your mind, because I'm providing what you need for your mind and for your pockets, because I care about you from the toe up to the flow up. I care about you guys, and I want you guys to make some money because the world's gonna get better. The world is gonna be a better place if a lot more people have more money. Let's at least get the middle class back bumping again. The middle class is shrinking. The upper class is getting bigger. The lower class is getting bigger, and the gap between them is getting super wide. Let's bridge that gap. Let's get the middle class back in here. Let's get some more low-income people to the middle class and then to the higher class. But there's steps, there's levels to the game. There's different, like Bucci Bands used to tell me, there's different levels to the ish, okay? There's different levels to the ish, my brother. So get on a level and then start climbing. That's what that means. Get on some level and start climbing. I need some tissue. Yeah, Don Heavy was, I don't know. I think I got the cooties from a little girl, called my daughter. Get the dividends, get the compound interest. Let's not rely on the companies that pay us that we probably don't even like. We don't even like working for. Let's not depend on them to match our salary and then to have a decent 401k plan that they won't renege on. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some paperwork that says they won't renege on it, but I'm sure that most of you don't even read that paperwork. You just look at the interest rates. You think about 401k. You see on the news 401k. You look on CNN, CNBC, Fox Business, 401k this, 401k that. Oh, your neighbor's talking about a 401k that they have. Oh, you hear somebody up the block talking about a 401k that their neighbor had, and now your old 401k crazy, 401k freak bodied out your mind, and now you go get a 401k and don't even know what's out there that you're missing. That sounds ridiculous. So if you want to know more, every Tuesday and Thursday, tune into I Am Heavy Cash. Check in with Don Heavy and sit yourself down and get some money knowledge. If you don't want to do that, tune into the Black Market Watch on YouTube on the Don Heavy channel. Or you can even tune in to Money Talks, where we talk about notable people in the world and their financial decisions and the do's and don'ts of when you're a millionaire, or what you shouldn't do when you're a millionaire. Either way, check out your boy Don Heavy on Twitter, DonHeavy_invest, and stop making excuses. Let's just make money. Signing out. Peace and love.
This program is brought to you by Her Pretty Ghost and Better New Business. Thank you for tuning in.